I am Reed, just a normal 27-year-old guy talking about building wealth and getting your life together in your 20s. One of the biggest struggles we face, especially in our teens and 20s, is really trying to figure out what we want to do with our lives. It is a question that can feel heavy, almost like a burden, and honestly, it is something that almost everyone at some point grapples with. I've seen your comments, your messages asking about this very topic, and it truly warms my heart to know we all in this together, sharing these feelings because we absolutely are. It's funny, how many of us hit our 20s and suddenly feel this immense pressure, this unspoken expectation to have everything neatly figured out. We look around, and it seems like our friends, our peers, they've got it all together. One might be excelling in finance, another soaring in tech, some are diligently pursuing medicine or law, their paths seem so clear, so defined, and then there's us. Maybe working a part-time job just making ends meet, jumping from one idea to the next, a little unsure, a little lost about our long-term direction. And you know what? That's absolutely, completely, beautifully. Okay, because honestly, most people in their teens and 20s, they feel lost. They just don't always say it out loud. They keep that little secret close to their hearts. So in this video, I want us to gently break down how we can truly grow in our careers, even if right now everything feels a bit foggy, a bit undefined, and how we can start to softly uncover the path that feels truly right for us, a path that resonates with our deepest selves. And a big part of why career paths can feel so incredibly confusing, almost like a tangled ball of yarn, is because of the world we live in, isn't it? Social media, for all its wonders, often amplifies only the success stories, the highlight reels. We see that 22-year-old entrepreneur buying a shiny new Lambo, living in a fancy high-rise apartment, or the 25-year-old seemingly effortlessly navigating a high-powered career with a beautiful house, a growing family, and what seems like absolute career stability. But what we don't often see, what remains largely hidden, is the vast majority, the 90% of people who are our age, who are still experimenting, still trying things out, sometimes failing, sometimes switching careers entirely, or simply just trying to get by paycheck to paycheck. And that comparison trap, it's a sneaky one, it? It makes us think we somehow behind, that we falling short, when in reality we simply walking the very normal, very human path that most people tread. And then there's that added layer of pressure. The idea that we need to have our entire career trajectory mapped out by 18 or 22 or immediately after college. But the beautiful truth is, most people don't. They really don't. Most people change jobs, they switch industries, and sometimes they even completely reinvent themselves. And that, my dear friends, is perfectly wonderfully normal. Your 20s, they aren't about nailing that one perfect lifelong career. They about exploring, about trying on different hats, about seeing what fits, what sparks joy, what feels right. So instead of asking ourselves with a furrowed brow, what's my dream job, try gently shifting that question. Try asking, what skills, what activities do I actually genuinely enjoy building or doing, what truly lights me up? And that subtle shift in mindset, it's going to take you so much further. It's going to help you gently narrow down your path, like finding your way through a beautiful winding garden. So I think the very first thing when it comes to finding your career, or trying to figure out how to gracefully grow in your career, is going to be truly understanding the quiet yet profound importance of different skills. And what I mean by this is, instead of obsessing over finding that one perfect career, that elusive golden ticket, let us instead think about skills, right? Think about skills as a beautiful bucket, a skill stack. Every single job, every project you work on, it's going to gently teach you a new skill, a new tool that you can carry with you, that you can transfer. So it can be something like clear communication, or thoughtful problem solving, or empathetic leadership, or skilled negotiation. These are like versatile tools, beautiful brushes that you can carry into any single job or any single industry you might find yourself in. So our gentle mission, our quiet quest, is to work on skills that truly work everywhere. Let us take real estate as a gentle example. Real estate, it involves skillful sales, it involves warm, genuine networking, and it involves communication on a really high, thoughtful level. Those same skills, if you can truly, lovingly hone in on them, they can make you successful in business, in corporate roles, or in the exciting world of entrepreneurship. So instead of chasing that one perfect job, that shimmering mirage, chase the skills, the foundational building blocks that are going to give you leverage, give you power, no matter what you end up doing. And most of the time, these end up being those beautiful soft skills like compassionate leadership or collaborative teamwork, or engaging public speaking. If you truly feeling lost, truly unsure of what path to take, my very best, most heartfelt advice I can give you right now is to stop worrying so much about the perfect title or the ideal career. Just gently focus on building those skills, because skills, my dear friends, are the real currency, the true treasure in today's world. You might not know if you want to be in real estate or tech or finance or marketing, but if you diligently building skills like sales and communication and problem solving and negotiation, or even lovingly learning some technical skills, you remaking yourself incredibly valuable, no matter what career path you eventually walk down, or what industry you ultimately find yourself in. So think of these good skills as like the trusty tools in your backpack. The more you can gently collect, the more doors you open, the more possibilities you invite into your life. And even if you don't know exactly where you're headed right now, having those skills ready means that when the opportunity softly presents itself, you re-prepared, you re-ready to embrace it. So now that we've gently gone over skills, the next most important thing, my sweet friends, is having a discovery phase. And a lot of young people, bless their hearts, they sometimes mess this up because when you re-knee deep in the discovery phase, you probably not making a lot of money, and a lot of people, they want to focus on income only rather than actually discovering new things they genuinely enjoy. And the reason you probably not making a lot of money in the discovery phase is because you retrying so many different things, you recasting your net wide. But we all, absolutely all of us, need a discovery phase. Because at S where we give ourselves gentle permission to try new things, to explore, and most importantly, to make mistakes that we learn from, that become stepping stones. You're not supposed to magically know your calling at 19 or 22. Your 20s are a time to test different interests, to try out new internships, to dabble in side hustles, or even to gently hop around from industry to industry just to see what truly sparks your interest, what lights a fire in your soul. I mean, most people, they end up going through this. Think about the people think about your parents, think about your grandparents. Most people don't stick with the very first job they get at 16, 17, or 18. They experiment, they find new things, they evolve. And you, my dear, you need exposure. And this can be trying real estate, trying marketing, dabbling in coding, exploring sales, whatever is going to gently spark your curiosity. Because even if you find something and you try something and you don't absolutely love it, at least you're relearning about what doesn't fit for you. And that, believe me, is just as valuable as finding what does fit. It's a gentle narrowing down, a kind elimination, and in my humble opinion, this is why testing new industries is so incredibly important. Because for example, with me, I do data analytics for the automotive industry, and I love cars. Cars are something that I am super passionate about. But if I did data analytics I don't know the food industry, I might not like it as much, but I do know that I like data analytics, right? The core skill. And this is where also building those skills becomes very, very important. So if you want to, if you find a job that you really like, but you still think it's not for you, maybe try a different industry, maybe that same job in a different industry. Working for a company that you actually passionate about might just change your perspective on that job completely. Opening up new horizons here as an actionable step that all of you can gently start doing today. One of the most practical ways to get clarity to clear away the fog is to run what people call a career sprint. Pick one area you're curious about, just one. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's real estate, data, visual design, whatever is potentially softly on your radar. Then commit to spending 30 days, just 30 days, diving into it wholeheartedly. So this could mean taking a short online course and gently getting a certificate, shadowing, or warmly reaching out to someone in the field, meeting with them, listening to what they have to say, truly hearing their journey, volunteering a few hours every week at your local, marketing, real estate, or data agency, doing a small project just for yourself, for your own good, to proudly post it on your LinkedIn, whatever it might be. At the end of those 30 days, gently ask yourself, did I enjoy this? Did I feel burnt out? Can I see myself doing this until I retire? Even if the answer is a soft no, that's a win, my friend, because now you've crossed off one thing off your list. You one gentle step closer to finding what actually fits, what truly resonates. So think of these sprints as like test drives. Most people don't buy a car without test driving it first, do they? So why would you buy into a career without testing it first? It just makes gentle sense. So doing a career sprint is one of the easiest and, low-cost ways of entry into trying a new field, a new industry, or a new job, because it's something you can do on your own time, in your free time, and you can really figure out if this is something that you can see yourself doing for the long term. Something that brings you sustained joy. Now, another actionable step that you guys can do, something truly beautiful, is building a career journal. This is for those of you that, if you like to journal, this is definitely for you, a quiet, reflective practice. If you're feeling lost or unsure, start gently writing things down, because from what I've noticed, this is one reason that, for example, I really like my field of data analytics. It's why I am passionate about it, because I think if you can visualize things, if you can see them laid out, it makes information way easier to digest. To truly understand, create a career journal where you can track 3 things every day for at least 1 month, just 1 month, a gentle commitment. For example, what gave me energy today? Did something at work or school or even in a hobby make you feel alive or passionately curious about a topic? Now you can, journal what drained me, notice the tasks, the people, or the environments around you that leave you feeling exhausted, depleted. Did being on the computer all day drain you or make you lose interest? That could help you gently find your career or what sparked your curiosity. Is it small things like watching a documentary on a certain industry or hearing about, a friend that has a certain job that you want to know more about? A gentle flicker of interest. And at the end of the month, review your notes, you LC patterns, I promise you. Maybe you light up when it comes to solving problems, or, you find out that you just really hate repetitive tasks. Those patterns, they read like gentle clues pointing you towards the path that is truly worth exploring, that feels authentic to you. And what S cool is, this also doubles as a beautiful portfolio of thoughts, a collection of your insights. If you land an interview down the line, you LL have specific, heartfelt stories about what motivates you and where you truly thrive. And a lot of interviewers, they absolutely love that. If you can tie in personal stories about how you re-passionate for the job you re-interviewing for, interviewers truly love that type of stuff. So that S, incredibly valuable, a gentle secret weapon. So now that we've talked about skills, we've talked about trying a career sprint and being open to discovery and experiments with your career. Now we need to gently talk about a few other things. So first is networking and mentorship. It can softly open doors that your resume alone, just one T, find mentors, kind souls who can guide you, join groups, communities that share your interests, and actually warmly reach out to people in industries that you re-curious about. When I was trying to get my corporate job, I would sit on LinkedIn and find recruiters and just message recruiters. And I messaged probably 30, 40 recruiters, and I maybe only had one or two respond to me. But that one right connection, that one gentle hand can completely change your career path, opening up a whole new world. So a simple message like, hey, I am interested in what you do. Can I buy you a coffee and hear about your journey? Or can I, set up a meeting with you? That can go a long, long way. And most people, believe it or not, are way more open to talking than you. Do you actually expect, especially if they see, a young, passionate, driven person? A lot of people will lean into that and really want to help you out. It's a beautiful human connection. And then aside from networking and mentorship, we just need to be honest, and we need to align our passion with also just life practicality. I'm not going to be the person that sits here and says, all right, go follow your passion. Because truthfully, my dear, that's probably not entirely realistic. You also need to gently think about money, right? That's important. We need to live. We need stability. We need opportunity, right? So the real sweet spot, the gentle balance, is where your interests, your skills, and actual job demand in the market all lovingly overlap. You don't want to chase just money alone. Because let S be honest, most people that just chase money are truthfully never truly happy, but you don't also just want to chase a passion that's going to leave you broke and frustrated and not being able to support yourself. That's not a sustainable path. So we need to look for that middle ground, that gentle intersection, where we can not only enjoy the work we redoing, but we can pay bills, start a family, and grow long-term, a life of gentle abundance. So the next thing we need to do is build that long-term vision or that plan. Even if it gently changes, it's powerful to have a vision for yourself, a compass for your journey. Look, I've done so many different interviews. Every interview always has one question that stays the same, and they all ask you, where would you like to be in 5 years? Out of every interview, that one question has stayed, no matter what job I apply for. And it's not just in terms of job title, but lifestyle. In 5 years, do you want freedom? Do you want the freedom to travel every single day, to do whatever you want, have no responsibilities? Or do you want long-term stability? Do you value less stress, less anxiety, and, hardcore stability over anything else? Or do you want to work for yourself? Do you not want to have to work for a business? Do you want be able to make your own schedule and choose your own marketing techniques and everything like that? At the end of the day, having a vision is going to give you direction.